Hello, everybody. I have several people asking me how am I doing after my wife passed away. Well, it's been 17 days, and that should tell you something. It's been 20 days since I actually talked to her, and while I think that I'm doing okay, uh, I've had people tell me that loneliness is one of the worst things that you deal with when a mate passes. And quite frankly, until it happens, you really don't understand what loneliness is. And sure, there may be people around. I mean, I got my son and daughter-in-law and grandkids living next door here, or actually I live next door to them. And I see them almost every day. But I didn't realize what loneliness is until my wife passed away. I don't know how to describe it. I just know that it's a real thing. "47.6 years is a long time to be with the same person. I was 19 years old, and she was 18 years old when we decided to get married. So we pretty much grew up together. When I'm looking back at it now, at 19 years old, I was just a little boy. Thought I had everything in life figured out. I knew that I wanted to take a wife, but I didn't know how that was going to happen. So by chance meeting my wife at a welcome home party in October of 1974. I had just returned home from Marine Corps boot camp, and I was to go to a friend's house because he's going to be coming home on the same Friday night from Army boot camp, and we were going to meet at his parents' house to have a small welcome home party. And since it was a Friday, we were going to go down and do some activities. We didn't know for sure what, but it turned out to be roller skating. We were going to go down to Oaks Park. As soon as I walked in the house and the door was closed behind me, off to my left, about 30 feet away, I noticed a really cute blonde-haired girl sitting over on the fireplace hearth of my friend's parents' house. And as soon as I walked in the door, I saw her sitting there. I didn't know who she was. I'd never seen her before. And I asked my friend, Leland, who is that girl sitting over there on the fireplace? And he said, oh, well, that's just Sandra. She's Kathy's friend, and she's here, maybe going to go with us to do something tonight. I said, well, who is she? It's just it's Kathy's friend. And I said, well, how come I've never met her before? I've been friends with you since we were 8 years old. I've never seen her before. He said, I don't know, maybe you just missed each other as you come and go. And I said, oh, okay. So I walked directly over to her, and she saw me walking towards her. I could tell she was extremely bashful. I was in my dress blue uniform, and I reached my hand out to shake her hand, and she shook my hand, and I said, what is your name? She said, my name is Sandy. Well, actually it's Sandra, but my friends call me Sandy. And I said, I'm very happy to meet you, Sandy. My name is Rodney. I just got home from Marine Corps boot camp. How come I've never met you before? She says, I don't know. I've just been around. I said, well, I'm happy to meet you. I said, say, a bunch of us after the party here gets over with, after a couple hours, we're going down to Oaks Park to go roller skating. And I would like you to go with us, and I'd like to roller skate with you. She says, yeah, but I don't know how to roller skate. And I said, well, it's funny you should say that, because before I went into the Marine Corps, I spent a lot of time at Oaks Park. Enough time to where I actually was on the figure skating team, and I wasn't a professional, but I was quite good at figure skating. And she said, well, I don't know, I'll think about it. I still don't know how to roller skate, and I'm afraid to fall down. And I said, if you go roller skating with me, I will not let you fall down. I will help you. I will teach you how to roller skate, and it will be fun. She said, okay. So I left her, and I went into the kitchen to everybody's hellos and everything, welcome homes. And I could see her, she kind of followed me into the kitchen. She was standing at the entrance of the kitchen while I was in the family room at their house, saying hi to everybody, and I saw her standing over there by the door. She was watching me. I don't know what it is, but when you meet that one certain person that God has planned for you, there's something that happens that I'm sure that I am not the only person that's ever felt this in my lifetime, but you just know that that's the person that you're supposed to fall in love with and get married and spend the rest of your life with. I don't know how to describe the feeling. I just know that it was there for me. I don't know if it was there for her, but it certainly was for me. To make kind of a long story short, I was on leave for 10 days. That means that I had to leave the 9th day to fly to North Carolina for more schooling. And but the remaining, after the first night of going roller skating, the remaining 7 or 8 days that we did things together, we went roller skating a couple more times, and we went bowling. We went to the drive-in, saw some movies. We went out to dinner at Denny's, and we just enjoyed each other, had a lot of fun, held hands a lot, didn't kiss. As a matter of fact, the very first time we kissed is after Pastor Ted Keck from Glen Cullen Baptist Church in Portland introduced us as Mr. and Mrs. You may kiss your bride, and I kissed her. And that was the very first time. She was extremely bashful, and she had had a boyfriend or two through the years, but nothing real serious. So basically she was 18 and I was 19, and I kind of skipped the story a little bit. While I was in North Carolina, I called her every night and talked to her for 10 or 15 minutes on the phone. That was before the invention of mobile phones and before the invention of no long distance telephone calling. So every night was a long distance phone call, which then was probably about $5 for 3 or 4 minutes of talking, which was $5 was a lot of money back then. And I would call her every night, and we'd talk for 10 or 15 minutes. And I mentioned to her that I missed her a lot, and I couldn't get her off of my mind no matter what I was doing. And she was I could tell she was bashful over the phone, but she was quiet and reserved. And but she liked to talk to me after a few minutes, after she got to know me a little bit. And after about 30 days of calling her every single night of the week, talking to her for a little bit, one night about the 1st of November, I call her up one night. It was a Friday night. And I call her and ask her how she's doing. Well, I'm just home with my mom and dad, and nothing special going on here. How are you doing? And I said, I'll tell you how I'm doing. I'm lonely. I miss you. I know that we've talked every night on the phone, but I miss you a lot, and I don't know why. And I said, here's what I want to talk to you about. I'm going to be coming home in December for Christmas. I'll be home for 10 days. And I would like to see you. And because I miss you. And as a matter of fact, I want to ask you to marry me right now on the phone. I know it doesn't seem very romantic because we're talking on the phone. We haven't seen each other for a whole month already. I said, I want to ask you to get married. I said, I'm going to be home in December for Christmas. And I would like to find out if you would like to get married. I says, I have grown very fond of you. I believe that I love you. And I can't get you off of my mind. And she said, I don't know what to say. And I said, say that you will marry me. She said, yeah, but I don't even know you, other than what we've talked about on the phone. I said, I know. Let me tell you about a bit about myself. I said, I was raised in a house where I never heard my dad say any swear words. I don't even remember very often he ever raised his voice. And I'm kind of that way. I don't drink alcohol of any sort. I don't smoke. I have some goals in my life. That's why I joined the Marine Corps. I don't know what those goals are yet, but I have some goals in life. I'm kind. I believe that I'm gentle. I'm patient. And I enjoy making people happy. I don't like conflict. I walk away from fights whenever I can. And right now, I cannot picture myself without you. And she said, are you serious? And I said, I am absolutely serious. I would like to get married when I come home from Christmas break. She says, that's only a month. I said, I know. Do you think you could do it? She said, well, my aunt, I have an aunt that's a seamstress. I think she could probably, I could get her to make me a dress. You haven't even met my mom and dad yet. And I said, I know. I hope they like me as a son-in-law, but you know, um, I still want to get married. I said, I'll tell you what, I'm going to be home the day before Christmas. I'm flying in on the 24th, and I would like to meet your parents the day before Christmas as soon as I get home. She says, boy, that's crazy. I said, well, maybe, but I think I need to meet him. If we're going to get married, I need to meet your mom and dad. She says, oh man, they're going to freak out. And I said, well, tell them that you're marrying that Marine that was here a month ago. I said, I think I remember you telling me that your dad was in the Navy. Well, tell your dad that you're marrying that Marine that was here a month ago. And maybe he'll understand. I don't know. She says, yeah, but what day are we going to get married? I said, well, I'm coming home on the 24th. How about let's get married December 26th, the day after Christmas? And she said, you're really serious? And I said, I'm absolutely serious. She says, wow. Okay. I will marry you. And we'll see how this works out. I said, I really don't want to see how it works out. I said, I determined a long time ago, because I come from a family of broken home. My parents got divorced when I was a young teenager. I never did understand why, and it just about destroyed me and my two brothers. I said, so I determined a long time ago, when I get married, it was forever to that person. The talking about or the thought of a divorce, at least for me, was totally out of the question. And she says, well, my mom and dad have been married for a long time. They've never divorced. And so I don't know what it's like coming from a broken home, but I know friends that do. My friend Kathy, her mom and dad are divorced. And so, I know what that did to her. And I said, it really, really sucks, and especially for children. And I said, I expect that we will want children. I would like at least 2. And she says, well, I was kind of thinking maybe 4 or 5. And I said, okay, well, we can compromise. We can have 2. However, we didn't realize that a couple of years after Stacy, I was working as a logger, and I came home from work one night, and I was really cold because it was wintertime. And we had been married for about 7 years already, and man, that's when Haley was made. So I said I would like to have at least 2 kids, and we'll discuss, when they're born, what they are and what their names will be. And she said, are you absolutely serious? You really do want to get married to me? And I said, I absolutely do. She says, okay, well, probably by the time you call tomorrow, if you're serious and you actually call me back tomorrow, I will have had some time to talk to my mom and dad about it, and maybe by this weekend, since this was a Friday that I was calling her, maybe by Monday I'll have time to talk to my aunt and see if she could make me a dress, and see if we could make some arrangements for a place to get married. And I said, that would be fantastic. If you need any money, call me or call me. We didn't have text back then. Call me or write me a letter, and I'll see what I can do about sending you some money. She said, that sounds fantastic. So that's the story of how what turned out to be the love of my life. We were married for 47.6 years. 3 children, 9 grandchildren, and at 47.6 years, July 1st, 2021, due to complications related to MS and COVID, she passed away at 4:35 p.m. And I've kind of been walking around here like a lost sheep. I get by and I try not to think about it by cutting firewood, and I keep myself very busy by cutting firewood, and through the years I've grown into I mow a lot of field grass for people that are worried about fires. I've been doing that for a long time, so I keep myself busy primarily by selling firewood this time of the year and tractor work, and so I don't have to think about she's actually gone from me. I haven't made any changes in the RV. Her flip-flops are still by the door where she last took them off. Her clothes are still in the closet, hung by color in the closet. She's got 3 closets. I got 1 closet in the RV. Most of her clothing are very bright and tropical, like you would find in Hawaii, because in 2018, when we went to Hawaii the very first time, we discovered, both of us, that we absolutely love it there, and it's the only place that she found that she didn't hurt all the time because of her MS. And so when we were there in December of 2018, the first time, she loved it. And so consequently, we spent a lot of money at what's called the ABC store there, buying her a lot of Hawaiian clothing, and so much of it. And she got into Lularoe, and so she's got 3 closets full of it. Most of it is brand new. It's never been worn. I don't know what to do with it, but it's still there. Her purse still hangs on the back of the chair. I went through her cell phone and responded to all her friends that left her texts and voicemails, told those that didn't know that she had passed away, listened to the cries and the moans and stuff, and I'm so sorry's from all her friends and people that she had helped through the years relate to MS, people that I didn't even know she was talking to. They had developed MS through the years, and they didn't know who to talk to or what was going on. And somehow or another, through the MS Society, she learned about these people, and they would call her very often. I'm having this problem. Can you tell me what's going on? And she would be on the phone for hours a day sometimes, talking to different people. I didn't know who, about what a bear hug feels like when you're getting an MS bear hug, um, what your feet or your arms feel like when they begin to go dead on you or numb. I heard this a lot. Sadly, I didn't pay too much attention to it because I heard it a lot, so I didn't really pay much attention to it, but as I should have. But nothing for me has changed that much, except except for the young girl that I totally fell in love with. In 1974 at my welcome home party. Now I have to learn patience. I have to learn that I'm waiting on God to give her back to me, because she is resting. She's not suffering anymore with MS. She's not having to worry about going to the doctor every 6 weeks to get 9 shots in her left leg to relax the muscles so that she could hobble around and do a little bit that she did. She never did sit around very much. She was always felt like she was useless. So she would be out here picking weeds, mowing grass, taking care of the chickens. Never did like to think that she was being a burden on anybody. So she always tried to do her part. Towards the end of her life, the last several months of her life, she decided that because she got a new sewing machine with the first stimulus check that was sent to us, she decided she wanted to buy a brand new sewing machine. Well, she had a sewing machine, but that I bought for, I think it was our second anniversary in 1976, so it was pretty old, but it was a new home, and it was a high quality, and she still has it, and it still runs like brand new. But she decided that she wanted a brand spanking new sewing machine, and she looked around on the internet and found one that she liked, and she had some money in her account, so she sent for it and received it. And out of the blue, she started making baby blankets for people. If she heard that there was a mother that was going to have a baby, she would make them a blanket. Didn't even matter if she knew who they were or if they were friends. If there was a new baby coming to the house, she would make them a blanket and send it to them. Fortunately, she got all her baby blankets made and sent off. And she made her last one and sold or shipped off her last one about a month before she began to get sick and passed away. So those that have her blankets, she admitted that she was not a professional seamstress, but she had to have something to do, and she wanted to feel like she was leaving something behind that people would remember her by. And so those people that got a baby blanket from her, I hope that they cherish them, because she made them with a lot of love and a lot of effort and a lot of time that she quickly run out of after the last one was shipped off. I'm not even sure who it went to, but they were made and sent to people with love. I don't know how long this video has went, so I think that it's time that I end this one. And as the need comes to me, I will try to make more about different parts of our life as we went through our life together, having kids, and what happened, and when the children started coming, how we decided to name each one. So that's enough for this. We'll call this part one.